Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping right into a pretty fascinating and complex modern worldview. It's one that completely reimagines our place in the cosmos, the whole purpose of our planet, and yeah, even the nature of that moon hanging up there in our night sky. Okay, let's get into it. It all kicks off with this one simple, but pretty profound question. What if the moon, or constant celestial buddy, isn't what we've always been told it is? What if it's way more than just a big chunk of rock caught in Earth's gravity? Well, according to the spiritual teacher Shinmyo Koshin, who's really at the heart of our source material, the answer is, well, it's startling. The moon is presented as an artificial guardian, a world that was rebuilt specifically to shield us, to protect this planet. Now that is the core idea we're going to be unpacking today. So where in the world does a monumental claim like that even come from? Our first section digs into this idea of the moon as a guardian. And as you're about to see, this whole perspective is built from a very, very unusual collection of voices. Okay, now get a load of this. This is what's so wild about how this worldview is put together. You've got a Harvard astrophysicist, a legit Apollo astronaut who actually walked on the moon, a consciousness that's said to be channeled from an extraterrestrial source, and a legendary UFO researcher, all weighing in on the same idea. It's this incredible mashup of hard science, firsthand experience, and, well, some pretty out there esoteric thought. Let's start with the scientific angle, right? The astrophysicist, Avi Loeb, he doesn't come out and say, yep, it's an artificial guardian, but he plays out the implication. He basically says, okay, what if we just consider that the moon was engineered? If we do that, it forces us to see Earth not as some cosmic accident, but as something deliberately protected, a cradle for consciousness. And boom, this is the perfect example of how the source material works. It puts that scientific what if right next to a definitive spiritual claim. The entity known as Bashar, who is channeled, just states it as a fact. The moon was put here on purpose. It's a guardian because Earth is like a precious library of genetic information. The message is simple. You're not alone. You're being watched over. So, if the moon is some kind of hollowed-out guardian base, then who are the guardians? Let's move on, because this is where the whole thing builds, connecting this huge cosmic idea to one of Japan's oldest and most famous stories. So the source material asks us to take another look at the tale of Princess Kaguya. Now, you might know it as a fairy tale, right? The girl found inside a glowing bamboo stalk. But here, it's reframed. It's not a fairy tale. It's a true historical account of an extraterrestrial refugee who was sheltered here on Earth before being taken back to her real home on the moon. And this is where we get to the emotional core of that story. Her sorrow isn't just some mythic drama. It's presented as the real, universal pain of anyone who's ever been exiled from their home. It's this deep lesson about belonging, about loss, and about loving a world you know you can't keep. So the point here is, this isn't just about cosmic hardware, it's about the heart. And that brings us to the central mechanism of this entire worldview. This is the key that supposedly connects the guardians on the moon, the refugee princess, and even our own destiny. It's a Japanese concept called Magokoro. So what exactly is Magokoro? The characters in Japanese literally mean true heart. It's defined as the very core of your spirit, your absolute undiluted sincerity, completely untainted by lies, by masks, or by any kind of deceit. According to the source, this isn't just a nice little feeling, it's a cosmic law. So how do you cultivate it? Well, the source pulls from several different Japanese thinkers. For a scholar named Norinaga, it's all about just dropping the act and living authentically. For the monk Kukai, it's about making sure what you say, what you think, and what you do are all in perfect alignment. And for the teacher Shinran, it's about surrendering your ego and just trusting in a higher grace. And the stakes here are pretty high. A life lived with Magokoro, with that true heart, creates cosmic resonance and coherence, and that leads to protection from these guardians. A life without it, well, that's just noise and contradiction, and it leads to isolation. Sincerity in this worldview has very real, very tangible consequences. So this brings us right to our planet, right now. The source frames all our current crises, ecological, social, you name it, not as just random chaos, but as a kind of collective final exam. It's a test of our relationship with the Earth itself. A common way to look at things like earthquakes, floods, and massive fires is as some kind of punishment, right? A cosmic payback for all our mistakes. But is that what's really going on here? The source offers a really radical alternative through another channeled group called the Council of Nine. From their point of view, catastrophe isn't punishment at all. It's the planet's own self-regulating system just doing its job. It's not cruelty. It's Earth trying to find balance. It's calibration. So, what does passing this exam actually look like? Well, as this slide lays out, it requires a massive shift in our whole mindset. We have to move from trying to control and prevent nature to actually partnering with it. It's about moving from mastery to humility, and from engineering everything to just reverence and gratitude. And if humanity can actually make that shift, what comes next? Our final section explores the ultimate future that's presented in this worldview, a destiny that lies way beyond our own planet. Carl Sagan just captured this deep human feeling so perfectly, didn't he? The idea that we are fundamentally cosmic beings, that our destiny isn't meant to be just here on Earth, but out there, among the very stars that we came from. And here, the source brings it all home. Another channeled group called the Elohim echoes that exact sentiment. We were not made to be alone. But they add a crucial condition, and it ties everything right back to our central theme. Inheriting the stars isn't a guarantee. It's reserved for those who awaken to that true heart, to Magokoro. So, the bottom line is this. In this worldview, spaceships and warp drives aren't actually what's going to get us there. The ultimate key, the passport that allows humanity to join some greater cosmic family, it isn't our technology, it's our sincerity. And that leaves us with one last, pretty provocative thought. If the quality of your own heart, your own sincerity, is what actually resonates across the cosmos, what does that mean for you, personally? If Magokoro truly is the key, what doors are you ready to unlock?